I had posted on Facebook that yesterday was a very emotional roller coaster of a day. And oh, somebody's texting me. I am going to explain a little bit of why. Most of you know November 4th, my mom passed on eternity to be with her Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and she is at rest and she's at peace. And we're at peace knowing she's at peace, right? But grief happens. And this grief thing is just a crazy thing. It's a lifelong thing. I mean, grief, just when even people lose jobs, is that you grieve over different things. You grieve when you lose your loved ones for a time, but you don't stay in that grief like all the time. But there's types of grief. I'm learning a lot. And everybody goes through it, how they go through it. Um, like I said, the first week or two, I was just drained, so just tired, just wanted to sleep. Just or didn't want to sleep, just didn't want, I just wanted to go to bed all the time. So anyway, but I didn't. Life goes on. So yesterday I had gone, well, Monday I went to my dad's because I thought I was going to be working on the program for my mom's celebration of life that was going to be on the 6th. But then I stopped, change, called my dad, said I'll be there within the hour and, we'll get the program going. And he said, no, I've talked to you about something. So I got there and he just wanted to cancel. He just said it didn't seem to be a good time for the people at their church, that a lot of people told him they weren't going to be able to make it Saturday. And he's like, that's okay. It's the holidays, everything. Let's just wait. We'll just do the one in Yuma. Okay, Dad. I was a little like, oh. And I knew he was like, he just, um, you just did a loss. You're just, well, some of you understand, some of you don't. And usually there's somebody that rises to the occasion in the family, and I said, Dad, I'll do what I need to do. And he's just like, no. Okay. So we're looking forward to the one in December. I'm sorry, in January in Yuma. But I have to tell you, so I started then doing stuff with the house. I told you I'd be staging. I think I mentioned to some people. And the house will be for sale probably in January because we're going to spend Christmas there, my sister and brother, and then at my brother's as well, Christmas Eve, whatever. We'll be together. So I need to go shopping where I live. We have no TJ Maxx, Ross, Target, nothing. Okay. And my friend had put out a notice there. Anybody want to do this with me? And what it was like the angel tree, but it was at the nursing home. So this year, guess what? I'm shopping for older people, nursing home people, not kids. And take an angel for kids. So I said, go ahead. And her granddaughter ended up picking the angel for me, got it to me. I saw what the lady wanted. It was just pajamas and a blanket, a throw. I was like, okay, I can do that. So when I went to Ross, perfect. I got the perfect thing. Okay. So she wanted pajamas. I don't know this woman or anything, but the Lord knows her. And I got her, oh, I'm so excited, these pretty pink pajamas. Okay. They're pretty pink. But then I saw, as I'm walking through there, this robe. She didn't ask for a robe, but it's this color. Okay. And when I saw this color, let me tell you, I just had to get it because why? Well, my mother-in-law died at 90 and she was in a nursing home. So it's been almost 2 years, I think. And I thought of her, and I thought when she was in the nursing home, when we went to visit, we went and shopped and got her some pants and things, pajama type things, because she didn't have much. And other people were buying them for her. So we did that. And so I love that color. And so I was thinking, oh, my mother-in-law, I got to get the lady that. And I got her a pretty blanket. So I'm going to check out. And this young man, he's in his 20s probably. He says, are you in? No, and he was standing there in the line. I said, are you in line? And he said, well, I'm waiting for someone. I said, well, you can hold your spot there and go ahead. And when they're done, because the lines get long, you turn around, there's 4 people, and then you turn back around and there's 10. So I'm like, no problem. So he decides, I guess, that he'll let me go and then he'll get in line behind me. That was nice of him. So then I hear the lady say, are you behind her? Because I went to the side, distractions with the wallet. I'm looking, kept thinking my husband needed a new wallet, but I don't know. I don't know whose old beat up wallet I saw. So anyway, he said it wasn't his. I don't know. So I looking, I just grabbed the wallet. And then she says, oh, so you're behind her? And he goes, yeah. And I turn around and I said, oh, yeah, he was waiting for you. He was very patiently waiting. He was waiting patiently. And the lady goes, yeah. And I said, and you know what? I used to wait patiently for my mom to shop because I'm not a shopper. But she liked to shop, and I would patiently wait for her too. I said, but I don't need to do that anymore. She's not here anymore. She passed a few weeks ago. And they said, oh, we're sorry. I said, no, this is a blessing to see that you have this and that you're doing this. And, and I said, it's a blessing. I'm glad. Thank you for, that I could see this today. And I turned back around because just like now, I sort of get tears in my eyes. And then I go to check out, and I'd gotten something for the grandkids too, a little something. And then ringing it all up, and the lady's like, oh, are you 55? And I looked a mess, and of course, whatever. I go, yes, I am. Thank you for asking. I forgot it's Tuesday. And then I said, yes, ma'am, I'll be 62 soon. Can't wait for that Social Security. And she was probably 20, if that. She was so cute. And she just laughed. I said, who thought you'd ever want to get excited to get old, right? And she just smiled. So got my stuff, got my bargain. I was all excited. So I get back to the house to pick up my dog before heading back. And I had a 3 o'clock, there was a meeting at this church on grief. It started this week. So I was like, I'm going. I told my friend, and I texted her. I said, I'm going to be 15 minutes late. I'm just coming from North Las Vegas, so I know I'm not going to make it. I got to drop the dog off. I'll be 15 minutes late. Well, I pull up. Oh, on my drive home. Okay, that's when I really kind of lost it in the car. I drove home, and I get through Red Rock, really pretty scene, and I just start crying. Thinking about my shopping trip, thinking about Hobby Lobby. I haven't told those people. I said, yeah, I took her last trip was Hobby Lobby in the wheelchair. And I start thinking about this, just like right now, and I'm telling you about it. And this flood of emotions. And I'm in the car crying, like just crying. And then I'm thinking of my mother-in-law, and I start crying. Then I'm thinking of this lady in the nursing home, and I'm crying. And I said, Lord, I don't even know this lady in the nursing home. And then I start crying for all the people in the nursing homes that have no one, that are lonely at this time. I start crying. And I'm like, Lord, this is now. No, I don't want this. Can I just cry for my mom, for my mother? These are strangers. Why do I want to cry for them? Why all this? This is too much. And I'm crying a lot. And the Lord gave me his word. Because I said, I don't want to cry for these people. I don't want to grieve over lonely people. And he said, but I do. You know what it's like. I grieve for those that are lonely, for those that don't know me, for those that don't know my love, that don't know my peace. I grieve over them, and I grieve with you. And I know, and then I was like, I know. And it's like, do you want my heart? You're going to grieve for more than just your own. Like, I know. I said, you're right, Lord. Thank you for giving me this heart that cares. But no, I don't want to care. It's hard to care, right? But it's good to care because that is showing you the heart of God. And remember his heart, and he cares about you. He cares about those people that are lonely. If you're one of those lonely people, he cares about you. There's people who care about you. I know people get busy in the churches today and things like that, program, whatever. But go. And I pray that there's somebody that will be that hands and feet in that building. But the church is people like me, okay, followers of Jesus Christ. And that we gather together. And I do know people, I get together with them. But I walk in to that grief meeting 15 minutes late. There was like 35 women on. There's quite a bit. So they're all there for the same thing, right? Grief of some sort. My friend was there, and I know she's lost a son and her mom. And I sit down next to her, and I had been crying, and my hair was back. It was all dirty. I was just, I probably looked, well, I did look kind of a mess, but that's okay. I walk in, I sit next to her, and she's like, here, and she's showing me the book, whatever, and the lady's talking. She's up there talking, and then she goes, we just covered the different stages, where she's just going over that. Okay, thank you. And then she looked at me, and she goes, oh, you okay? And I just looked at her. I said, no, it's been a rough day. And I wasn't wailing, but she just grabbed me, and she just hugged on me. And I stopped then, and again, okay, get it together here. But you don't have, you know what I mean, get it together to the point. So this other young girl next to me too, after it was done, the hour, she says, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, yes, thank you. And I met her, and I invited her to go do dog stuff with me. I heard she's a full-time stay-at-home mom, and she does need to get out a little bit. So what better thing to do than go walk dogs, right? So I ended the day on a pretty good note. It's just hard sometimes to when I think of how blessed I've been with family, how blessed I've been with my mom, how blessed, and there's people in nursing homes so lonely. There's women, those that I used to work with, the sex trafficked women that feel trapped, and they're never trapped. God is there. God will make a way. There for these dogs that are in kennels, and like my daughter say, Mom, why do you do it to yourself? Why do you go do these things? Because you do it to yourself. You make yourself sad. Well, no, but it's like they said the grieving, do the next thing. And what is that? So today, I'm going to go meet somebody. I don't know her. Met her through, the next door. And just to encourage her, she's having a really hard time. And I said, hey, I'll go take you for a coffee. So what is it you can do for someone? Simple, easy. And eventually I hope she'll get to the shelter and walk dogs too. But in the meantime, I can be sad. I can grieve. But when I reach out to others, it just lifts me. And the Lord lifts me by giving me the strength to continue to do whatever He's calling me to do. And I think that's the prayer request I'd like from anybody listening, that during this time I don't get slack in what God is calling me to do or what He would like me to do. And I just move forward, but that I take the time, I know, and I will. And this has helped me, and I thank you for listening, and I pray for all of you that's going through grieving, that it will never stop forever, So I want to go and grow. I want to grow through it, and I will. And you will too, if you allow God there to give you the strength, if you allow God and His promises. Jesus wept. We can weep, but we don't stay stuck somewhere and not able to continue in what He's called, because He's a good, good God, and He loves you. And if I don't do another one before Christmas, Merry Christmas.